Hello everybody, it's Foo here, and today it happened. Dataminers got their hands on the leaked Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu games, and they are releasing information, they are releasing leaks. So a caveat before this video, if you don't want to be spoiled for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, then go away from this video and also maybe go away from the internet for a little while, because the leaks are coming and a lot of people will be talking about them. So really be careful about that if you don't want to be spoiled. Today I will talk about everything that we know about Melmetal, because we do have some more information about that which is really interesting. But as I say, if you only want to find out about it in the game, then please don't watch this video. But for you guys who are interested, then stay tuned, because we'll have a good discussion about Melmetal, what the information we've received is, and how that will affect how good it is in battle in the games and whether we want to use it. But first, about the leaks. These leaks are from Kfotics, taken from Twitter, and Kfotics actually leaked for Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when they were being released. So these are pretty reliable, because we've seen before that Kfotics does these leaks. And so if you want to be kept up to date with these leaks and keep abreast of the information, then go over to Twitter and follow Kfotics. It's very unlikely that any of the information we'll be talking about today will be wrong or will be changed, so you can be rest assured in that. But there's definitely more information to come. The main thing that I'm waiting for is learn sets. I'd love to see what the Pokemon learn in these games, because I have a feeling that it will be very different from previous games. But we do actually already know all of the TMs in the games. So again, if you want to find out that information, go over to Kfotics Twitter. I doubt they'll be doing a separate video on that, so check that out. So Meltan and Melmetal. Let's first talk about Meltan, which is a pre-evolution. Well, it's just the first stage of this line, and it's the first mythical Pokemon to evolve. So its stats are only mediocre because it's not fully evolved. But what's interesting is that its base stat total is 300, and it's the first mythical Pokemon to evolve. The unevolved form has a base stat total of 300, because most likely the evolved form will have the usual mythical base stat total of 600. So having a base stat total of 300, that's pretty low. We're not looking at anything super powerful here, which is a bit of a shame, because Meltan's really cute and it would be amazing to see it being really good and used everywhere. But that's okay. Nothing too strong to write home about. Its attack and defense are its highest stats, and we already know that it's a steel type. Interestingly, included in this leak is its ability, which is Magnet Pull. Now, this ability is not available in Let's Go, but it must be included in the coding, and a lot of people are speculating that this is for Generation 8, the next games that are coming out after this, which are more like the main series games we're used to, and Magnet Pull will be its ability in those games. Now, Magnet Pull is a very nice ability for trapping steel types, and you can then take them out or do nasty things to them without them being able to escape. But obviously, this thing isn't particularly powerful, so it wouldn't be very good at that role, and it won't be able to do that until the next games anyway. But it's just interesting that this was coded into the game and we could find that out. So that's Meltan. Probably not too exciting for those of us who are wanting to do some battling, but still a very nice Pokemon. That pure steel typing is going to be very useful, and it won't be awful before it evolves. But now let's talk about Melmetal. Melmetal, this is where it's really interesting. It has pretty crazy stats, I think. It is the evolved mythical form, and its base stat total is 600. So that's what we've come to expect with things like Mew, Celebi, Meloetta. All of these have base stat totals of 600. But it's got a really interesting distribution that we haven't really seen before, although many people speculated this kind of distribution, although a lot of people, I think, underestimated the min-maxing. So, looking at the stats, it has 135 base HP, 143 in its attack and defense. It's got 80 special attack, 65 special defense, and 34 speed. So let's break that down. It's got huge HP. 135 is amazing. There are only a couple of things in Generation 1 that have higher HP than that, and that's going to make it incredibly bulky. It's got even higher attack and defense. In fact, its attack is the highest attack stat of any Pokemon in this generation apart from Mega Evolutions, so that's pretty insane, although its defense is beaten out by Onix and Cloyster out of all things, but it's still an incredibly high defense. Its special attack is middling, probably not going to be used all that much because it does have that amazing attack stat. Special defense is only 65, which is a lot lower. I mean, it does have that massive HP stat, so it might not matter too much. It will still be able to take a couple of special hits. And then its speed is very low at 34. A lot of people were speculating that it would be a slow, bulky physical attacker, which is completely correct. But having such a high attack stat and such a high HP stat, I don't think a lot of people saw that. And having 34 speed, that is very low as well. And also the special defense, I expected the special defense to be higher, but this makes sense because otherwise it would be a bit too strong, I think. If the special defense and special attack stats were switched, it would probably benefit Melmetal, but it would be insanely powerful then. So really interesting stat spread, and I think a lot of people will think it makes sense, but it also is a lot stronger than I think a lot of people anticipated. We already knew about its pure steel typing, and that is so nice. So how will Melmetal perform in battle? With the high HP stat and defense stat and its pure steel typing, this thing will be very good defensively. Not many steel types have such a high HP stat, so this thing will be very good. It's got so many resistances, it will be a great wall if you want to use it that way. Just comparing it to some of the other available steel types, a lot of them are not so bulky. A lot of them have good defense stats, but their HP stats don't match that. And also a lot of them have crippling weaknesses to really common typings, such as Magneton to ground type, Alolan Sandslash to fire and fighting type. So those are things to watch out for. And then Alolan Dugtrio is just super frail anyway. But this thing will not easily be taken down. So a lot of people could consider using it as a wall. With decent attack stats still, you'll always be doing good damage, but you could dedicate this as a wall, switching into a lot of the more powerful Pokemon, and it will be able to tank those hits. So that is a really nice way of using this. Alternatively, you could just go all out and make it into an insanely powerful tank. It can then eat up the hits and deal a ton of damage. I don't think this thing is going to be sweeping anytime soon because it does have that very low speed stat. But there is a move in the game called Trick Room, which reverses the turn order, so your really slow Pokemon will go first. So that move is still in the game and things can use it, then that will be very good for Melmetal. We don't even know Melmetal might be able to set up Trick Room itself, which would be incredible because then it can sweep. But I'm predicting that a lot of the time it will be a tank, it will be able to switch into powerful attacks and then deal some damage. We know its signature move is Double Iron Bash, which is a very strong steel type move. This will be doing tons of damage to everything. It can cause things to flinch, but you have to be faster than the other Pokemon to be able to flinch them, so I doubt that's going to be happening anytime soon. We don't know its other coverage moves yet. That could well come out by the time that I upload this video. Ideally, it will have Earthquake to pair up with because ground and steel type is very good synergy. Steel is not resisted by many things, and other steel types and electric types that do resist steel will be hit by Earthquake, so that's one that we really want to see. And the other one, it looks like it will get some electric type attacks just because of the flavor information that we already have. So something like Thunder Punch could be really nice, especially for taking down stuff like Gyarados that would be immune to an Earthquake and it would resist a steel type move, but that Thunder Punch would clock it on the head, so that would be really nice. In terms of other moves it would get, I think it may well get a Thunder Wave, which would help slow down the opponent so that it could then deal with them a bit better, being very slow itself. It may well get some setup moves. I doubt it would get anything like Sword Stance because it doesn't look very pointy, and normally things that learn Sword Stance are pointy. This thing is very not pointy, so I doubt it will get that, but it could well get things like Curse that will boost its attack and defense to even higher and more insane levels, which would be really nice, and it would drop its speed, but obviously its speed doesn't matter too much. And what would be really interesting if it got ways to boost its special defense like Amnesia, because that is really the one glaring, not weakness, but the one Achilles heel they might have. Opponents will be able to take it out by hitting it with special moves, but if you can boost up your special defense, that is not the case. What I haven't yet mentioned is Melmetal's ability that is also available in the coding, although again it won't be available in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. That ability is Iron Fist. So we have seen Iron Fist before on a lot of punching Pokemon, things like Hitmonchan. It powers up the damage of punching moves. And so what that could imply is that Melmetal's signature move, Double Iron Bash, could well be a punching move which would get this boost. That would be insane because it's already a pretty powerful move. And so with the Iron Fist boost on top of that and its ridiculous attack stat, this thing will be hitting insanely hard. That is amazing. It also maybe implies that it will get some of the elemental punches. I've already said that Thunder Punch would be great for hitting those bulky water types. It would mean that they're taken down a lot easier. It may well get things like Ice Punch, maybe not Fire Punch. We tend not to see the steel types getting Fire Punch because they're weak to fire. So maybe, but maybe not. Well, that remains to be seen. But the one thing that I think is very interesting about this is that it may imply that Melmetal gets Bullet Punch, which is a steel type punching move. It is steel type, it gets a punching move boosting ability, so putting those together in Bullet Punch, it would kind of make sense, and it would be insane because Bullet Punch is priority, and that means it always goes first. And with its slow speed, Melmetal could really use powerful priority, which this would definitely be. It would be so strong. Now, Melmetal does look very slow, so I don't know if it would be the best candidate for Bullet Punch because it's a very fast move. However, the ability does point to it, and we already see another very bulky looking Pokemon in Hariyama, which is not fast, being able to use Bullet Punch, as well as other things like Machamp. A lot of things that aren't particularly fast in and of themselves are able to use Bullet Punch. So this being a steel type with the Iron Fist ability, I'd say it's a very good candidate for it. And if it does, that priority and the power with its attack stat, the Iron Fist boost and stab boost being steel type, would be amazing. It would mean that this thing is so hard to take down because even your frail, powerful attackers wouldn't be able to come in on this because they would fear the Bullet Punch. So that would be insane. So those are just some speculations as to how it might function in battle. I think it will be used a lot because the steel typing is so valuable, resisting normal type attacks, flying type attacks, grass type, bug type. There's just so much that it will be able to help out with, and it's obviously immune to the poison type as well, so it's really, really tough to take down, and it still has that really powerful offensive pressure. So I see this Pokemon being used a lot in-game and in battles between different trainers, so that will be really interesting. I think if you want some good ways to take it out, some powerful fire type attackers like Mega Charizard Y would be able to take this thing on quite well, or you might want to rely on a bulky water type to take it on, something like Slowbro that could tank a lot of its hits and chip it down. But it's going to be really tough to take out. It looks to be one of the best Pokemon available in the game, I honestly think, just because of that amazing typing and these insane stats. Please let me know what you think of Melmetal in the comment section below, and also tell me how you will use it, what you might pair it up with on your team. If you found this information interesting, please consider giving this video a like, and if you want more information about Let's Go, consider subscribing to the channel because I will be uploading more videos. But that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Fufu, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.